From Cardinal Television Studios, I am James Deasy, and here is your Fisher News Brief. The former National Security Advisor for the Obama administration is denying accusations that she mishandled intelligence about associates of Donald Trump. Susan Rice says her request for the identities of individuals picked up in surveillance of foreign entities was legal and routine. It comes amid the continuing investigation into Russia's meddling in the 2016 election. Reed Binion reports.
This is not anything political has been alleged.
Former National Security Advisor Susan Rice speaking to MSNBC, pushing back against accusations that she improperly handled classified intelligence about associates of Donald Trump.
The allegation is that somehow Obama administration officials utilized intelligence for political purposes. That's absolutely false.
It comes amid reports on conservative outlets that Rice requested the identities of Americans, including Trump associates with ties to Russia, who were swept up in surveillance of foreign entities. The process, known as unmasking, is legal and well within the purview of the National Security Advisor.
In order to understand the importance of the report and assess its significance, it was necessary to find out or request the information as to who that U.S. official was.
Trump allies have sought to cast this unmasking as proof of the president's unfounded claim that Obama spied on him and wiretapped Trump Tower. Senate Intelligence Committee Chairman Richard Burr indicating that Rice may be called to testify in the committee's investigation into Russia's meddling in the 2016 election. Burr's fellow Republican, Senator John McCain, conceding that the unmasking of names was legal, while maintaining that Rice's actions should be examined for any potential political motivation.
She did have the authority to do it. What was the motivation for doing it, I think, is the question.
I'm Reed Binion reporting.
Surveillance video shows a boiler explosion that killed 3 people and injured 4 others in Missouri. Ray Preston reports.
The video shows debris being shot upward through the roof of the Loy Lang Box Company building. A timestamp on the video shows that it took roughly 11 seconds before the giant piece of the boiler, weighing at least a ton or a ton and a half, crashed through the faultless building about 500 feet away. A worker nearby saw the explosion.
I mean, it looked like a big dust storm coming out of the roof, but we never saw no damage, nothing flying. And then we were all standing here, and somebody come up and said, a piece of steel went through my windshield over on our parking lot over here.
Across the street from Loy Lang, workers at the Pemmico Dental Supply building thought something inside their building may have crashed.
Come to find out, Loy Lang's boiler exploded. We heard people yelling, and we went out our side door, and their boiler exploded, and it was a little chaotic. People didn't know where to go or what to do, and I know that projectile from the boiler was going everywhere all over the neighborhood.
The North Carolina Department of Motor Vehicles is investigating after a woman claims a DMV worker gave her driver's license she didn't earn. 19-year-old Kenyatta Redmond said she went to take a driving test to earn her first license, never took it, but was given a license anyway. Sarah Kruger has the story.
Kenyatta Redmond admits she was nervous walking into this DMV to take her first driving test, but not so nervous that she could be okay with what happened next.
She shook my hand. She was like, "How you doing today?" Doing a little basic talking. And then she just started talking about her kids, Jesus, and I was talking about my baby.
Redmond says the worker at the counter told her she was going to do her a favor.
So then she was just like, "I'm gonna bless you today." In my head, I'm like, what does she mean by bless?
This is what she meant. Redmond says the woman gave her this license, no driving test, no questions.
She was like, "Don't tell nobody," because she could lose her job.
But Redmond did tell her boyfriend who was with her and also her mom. Together, they reported it to the DMV that confirms it is investigating the incident.
To me, I was like, maybe it's God sending a message, I don't know, trying to test me, see if I'm going to do the right thing, I don't know. But I think we did the right thing. Put a stop to it, hopefully.
A teen girl who fled war in her native country has come to the U.S., and in just 2 years, she has earned the opportunity of a lifetime. Shelley Wolcott has this story.
She's one of the country's best and brightest students. But for Esther Ilonga, the road to Harvard has not been easy. It started when her family had to flee their native Congo.
Because of the wars and insecurity, my family had to move from the Congo to Uganda. So we lived in Uganda as refugees.
Esther, her parents, and 2 sisters were resettled in New Hampshire 2 years ago. She's now an 18-year-old senior at Concord High School. Not an easy feat, considering English isn't even Esther's first language.
Swahili is my first language. And I also speak Lingala, which is also my other first language.
But it didn't take long for people at Concord High to notice that Esther was no ordinary student.
Her insights are just so incredible. She's well read. So in addition to her AP courses and every advanced course, she reads a lot of books. She's always reading. She's always studying. So she'll have so much to offer when she goes in the classroom.
And Esther has made strides outside the classroom as well.
I joined the cross-country club, and the girls are so supportive and so friendly. The Be the Change club, like everything here at Concord High School helped me get to where I am.
Esther plans to major in chemistry and hopes to eventually become an anesthesiologist. And while the future is bright, memories of the past are still fresh.
Most of the children that I left in Africa, most of them who are my friends, were people who are as bright as anyone or who are as smart, but could never have the opportunity of going to school.
And that is your Fisher News Brief. I am James Deasy.